Good morning, how are you doing? My name is Jonathan, aka the Marketing Man, and this is my first official video. I'm going to be discussing a variety of different techniques and strategies to increase your marketing on the internet. These are legitimate strategies, and part of the reason I decided to put this together is because as I was learning this, I found there was a lot of misinformation and a lot of people that didn't actually teach you how to do something right. So, anyways, that being said, this first video is about traffic generation. And specifically what I'm going to talk about is traffic generation through online directories. Now, there's many different kinds of directories, and what a directory is basically where someone tries to find information. So, for example, the Yellow Pages, that's a directory. A telephone book, that's a directory. Using the online phone searches, that's a directory. What I'm going to be talking about today is software directories. Now, this is an example of one of the largest directories on the internet. It's called cnet.com, and if you scroll down, it has all these different software titles and so forth. If someone wants to find software, they would simply say go into business software and then search for something, or they might type in a specific query right here. Well, this traffic generation method is very good if you have a software application. Now, if you're selling an information product or a course or something along those lines, you can still create a software application, which I'll go into later, but for now I'm going to talk specifically about the traffic generation. So, step number one, this is a sample of an online directory. There's literally thousands of different software directories. When people go into Google and they're looking for a certain type of software, they'll type it in and these types of directories will pop up. So the question is how do you submit to these directories? Well, you could go one by one, and there's usually a submit button. You can search for it. You can type find submit. Now, if it doesn't have that, you would have to hunt and peck on the website. The sister site to this site is actually called upload. And as you can see, I've just gone to upload.cnet.com, and I would have to sign up and then answer a bunch of questions and then fill in a bunch of information. That can be very time consuming. Now, not every directory requires you to do all of this, but CNET is one of the better ones. That being said, there are several software applications you can use to speed up this process. This is one of the first ones that I've used. It's called PadSubmit.com, and basically what you would do is you would fill in basically any information related to your software. So you would type in let's say it was a spreadsheet app or a calculator. You would type in calculator written by John Smith, what day it was, the price, and so forth. And then what you would do is you would select like hundreds of directories that it would submit it to. So then what the software would do is it would go one by one and actually submit your software title. Reading the sales page here, it actually says more than 1,000 sites can be submitted. This is one way of doing things. Second application that I like to use is actually something called Robosoft. And this fellow has actually been around for a long time. He's been around for I think at least 10 years, because I actually believe I did use his application way back then too. Both of the applications I just showed you I've personally used, and it actually has generated traffic to my websites. Now, obviously I have a lot of software, and so that's one of the things that I do. Anyways, you can get this application, download it, and fill in all the details. Now, both applications actually do cost money. This one, if I remember correctly, I believe it's $100. Yes, it's $100. The other one, I believe, was $49, and both applications are very useful. Now, 10 years ago, these were incredibly effective strategies at generating traffic. Nowadays, because there's a lot more competition and there's a lot more people using these methods, it generates only a fraction of the traffic that it did before. However, as part of an overall strategy for traffic, it still is important. So I would say both of these software applications are worth the money that they're asking for. They're not as effective as before, but they're still useful. And this is one way of generating traffic. So a little bit of a recap, basically what's involved in this traffic strategy, and that would be traffic generation, directories, and software directories. Step number one, create a software application. If you're a software developer, you probably already know how to do this. If you aren't, I will cover this in future videos, and you don't even have to do this yourself. You can actually outsource it to an outsourcing site, and you can actually use this as a lead generation tool. So you would make a small application that is genuinely useful for people, and then you would give that away for free. You could ask money for it if you wanted to, but it's whatever strategy you want. Step number two would be to purchase Robosoft or the PadSubmit. The Robosoft is $99 plus a subscription, and the PadSubmit is $49. Step number three is run the software, and then you would fill in the details of your software. So again, you would put in the title, the name of the author, the submit date, and so forth. And then step number four would simply be to press the submit button and watch as your software titles are submitted. So that's about it for today. I know it is fairly comprehensive. If you do have questions, please post in the video below in the comment box. Again, I will be discussing more things in future videos. Please also subscribe to my newsletter on the right hand side. I will be using this in the future to give you important tips and strategies, and one way to communicate with you. Thanks, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.